go. Okay.
We are live. I'm going to go grab the...
And then once we go live, I'll give it 15 seconds, my usual.
Yep. I'm grabbing the link right now. All right, link is posted.
In 3, 2, 1. Hello, my fellow barbarians. We're back after a month of, not posting this thing, but we have a whole lot of fun stuff to talk about. And for this one, it's just me, Rock, and then my lovely co-host, MDA.
We back and we better than ever.
Oh yeah, lots of fun stuff to talk about this time. So, real quick, I'll go ahead. I'll go into the guild stats. We have a lot to talk about, so there won't be a stonk of the week. I think we'll talk about what we're farming. And for most of the questions, for the people that did ask questions, a lot of the questions we will answer. We will answer like while we go through talking about, like, especially the people talking about the squad arena and the crystal changes. We'll talk about that really in depth, and so most of those answers will be answered while we talk about it. So I'll go ahead and I'll start with the stats. For returns, our since it's been a month, I also will go light side and dark side geo for both guilds. So for returns, light side geo was 15 stars, 13 cam. Dark side geo was 29 stars and 40 watt. Let me find age. Oh, sorry. Returns went 4-0 in Territory War. And so we got age. They got 9 stars light side geo, 12 cam stars, which was pretty damn impressive, I would say. Dark side geo, 22 stars, 36 watt, also very good. They went 2-0 in Territory War. Begins. They gave me both their light side geo and light side Hoth stats, but I don't know which one they did last, so I'll just say both. So I think they did Hoth. Yeah, they did Hoth. For light side Hoth, they got 34 stars, 33 Rolo. Pretty good stuff, guys. Dark side geo is 13 stars, 21 watt, 4-0 in the last 4 Territory Wars. Man, 21 watt. Next thing you know, they'll be getting 50, man. That's. And then for Eternal, it was 14 light side, 12 Rolo, and then 27 dark side, 4 IPD shards. But we ended up adding in a couple of higher GP guys, and so we haven't ran a light side yet. So I would think light side would be closer to 25, 24 next time we run it. So, and then I think we're 4-0 in Territory War there too, so that's pretty good as well. So I guess we want to go ahead and just hop into Starkiller. Talk about Starkiller first.
Do you want to do Starkiller first, or do you want to do the State of the Galaxy first? Let's do Starkiller. We'll do Starkiller and the 4 marquees that are going to go with him, and then we'll jump into the State of the Galaxy after that. So, solid. Okay, so for those of you guys who do not know, there was a huge puzzle that spanned,
that was fun.
lot of hours. There were people traveling to different locations. One of the most impressive puzzles. I was there watching it live for a bit, and
Same here.
it was really um, Crumb went Crumb went hard, and it was definitely appreciated. But basically, for the 50th anniversary, the Lucasfilm 50th anniversary, Starkiller, um, or better known as Galen Merrick from the Force Unleashed series, is going to be a new legendary hero's journey type of character. They're calling it a legacy event. Um, and it is going to require 4 marquee characters that are Legends characters. All will be required at Relic 5 to enter the event. So we have gotten 3 of these marquee characters. The 4th one has yet to be announced. However, everyone is assuming it is going to be Mara Jade, but we have not had it confirmed yet. So before we jump into the marquee characters, Rock, what is your opinions on Starkiller and what you kind of expect from him?
Oh no, it's so far. Did we get the tags that Starkiller is gonna have, or any? We haven't gotten a kit reveal for
No,
Starkiller
no
yet,
kit
have
reveal
we?
yet. All we know is that he is coming. Based off his
That's right.
appearance, I would guess we're getting the dark side version of Starkiller. I'm not sure if he'll get the Empire, Sith, Unaligned Force user. I'm not sure what tags he'll get, but I'm assuming he's going to have a dark side tag.
Yeah, he'll get Dark Side. And I think for sure he'll get Unaligned Force User. It's just will they give him Sith? Will they give him Empire? Is really what I'm worried about. But I think for sure they'll give him Unaligned Force User. And the thing I like about him is they got a couple different like I guess ways they can go about like fitting him into the game. They can either A just make him synergize with Lord Vader very well because so far people with Lord Vader and Maul haven't been the happiest because it's still like even with Lord Vader and the new Maul, it's still kind of hard to take out JMK with Cat. And so people were a little upset by that. And so I think they could either just make him synergize with Lord Vader really well or make him like if they like give him the Sith tag, then he's like a plug and play fifth. Kind of like when we get into talking about who's the other girl? The I'm not good with all the names yet. Let me scroll
Talon.
down. Talon, yeah, like Talon kind of looks like she's just going to be like a plug and play Sith where you can just kind of throw her around with different Sith and she'll synergize very well. And I think they could do that if they give him the Sith tag, then I could see him as like a plug and play like Sith leader, kind of like that, or like just like a second, if like a Darth Revan or a Traya team or something like that. But I'm really leaning that they're gonna put him with Lord Vader. They're gonna synergize him with Lord Vader really
I think
well.
so too. I think this is definitely, especially because he was Darth Vader's apprentice, assassin,
Yeah.
whatever you want to call it.
Hmm.
I think he's gonna have he's for sure gonna have an unaligned Force user tag. I don't think he'll have the Sith because I don't think he ever was a Sith. Um, Empire would be cool, but I don't think he really was with the Empire. I think the fact that like Boba Fett never got the Empire tag, even though he worked for the Empire. I think it's going to be like this, where I think he's going to be an unaligned Force user, which I think is going to be better for Lord Vader because Lord Vader gets more ultimate charge when unaligned Force users get
Yep.
damaged. So you got to think you have Maul, you have Starkiller, and especially with Maul, how quickly he charges Lord Vader's ults. Lord Vader could get scary, and especially with Starkiller. That's what I'm thinking. I would also like to see Starkiller be an unaligned Force user leader. Um, so
That
like
I'm sorry.
Ahsoka Tano Fulcrum, Visas Mar, like Ventress, or like get all the unaligned Force users, and he could have like an unaligned Force user leadership. I think that would be really cool.
Yeah.
Um,
Um, I was a
so oh,
little.
go
I'm
ahead.
sorry. I was a little upset that it was going to be R5 minimum to go ahead and get him. But then again, I mean, shoot, we have to R8 stuff for GLs now. So 4 R5 tunes doesn't seem bad at all. Like if you focus farm it right, then
I'm gonna be
like
honest. I
without
don't think R5's that bad. Like it really,
I
especially with
don't
the gear
either.
changes they've made. it's pretty easy to get a character to gear 12, especially if you focus farm them. It's definitely going to
Yeah.
suck having to farm them without double drops, but it's one of these things where if you wait a year, or even if you just slowly farm them once they get released, I think this won't be that bad to
Yeah.
acquire.
I think realistically, if you're free to play, I could see you getting them by like February.
Yeah,
I
if you
could see
focus
it.
farmed them, yeah.
Yeah, if you had the gear ready and you just start them and just hoarded for it, I think heck even late January, I could see it late January coming out if you just start hoarding for them. So I mean, 4 R5 tunes doesn't seem bad at all. And plus, so far, all the tunes seem very like none of them seem like really weak.
hmm
Like with
they all look good so far.
yeah, they look really good. I mean, we
The
haven't
other thing
gotten.
with Star Killer, um, I'm assuming he's going to get Omicrons.
I
Um,
think I thought that was something they said when they announced him was that he was
I
going
would
to get it.
love to see him
Let me
be
see.
how Boba Fett Sign of Django is. I would love to see him with his Omicron upgrades be at the level of a GL in that specific mode. So like how Boba Fett Sign of Django is in Territory Wars, whether it's Territory Wars or whether it's Grand Arena, I would love to see Starkiller be at that level. I know there's that leak that's going around that's saying that Starkiller is going to be underwhelming. I know a lot of that leak has come true, but I will still take it for what it is. It could just be a leak, and um, whether he's underpowered, whether he's overpowered, we'll take a look. But that's what I'm hoping to see from him. Um, did you have anything else on Starkiller before we jump into the?
I was I'm pulling up the 50th anniversary when they announced that Starkiller was coming out to see if he was going to get an Omicron. But honestly, I was hoping if he does get an Omicron, I would like to see him get. Hang on, let me see. Let me do some reading. I'm sorry. No, no, no. Doesn't look like they didn't really announce that he was going to get a Omicron. So we don't know if uh, Starkiller is going to get an Omicron at the moment. But if he does, I would love to like give a quick shout out to Cracks. He's been always talking about like I would love to see an Omicron for like a Crankor. Like
Yeah,
give us make Starkiller like very overpowered in the raid. I mean, shoot, people will wail for that kind of stuff, especially if you're in a guild that's not beating Crankor.
or even not even
So that's
Crankor. They're on the journey guide. They're recommending this at the same level as Darth Revan, Jedi Knight Revan.
really,
They have it for like the 1.5 mil on the journey guide. And let's just say you're a free to play player, you're a beginning player, and you choose to go the Star Killer route first, and you use Star Killer on the Sith raid, or the tank raid, or in
yeah,
Sea Pit. Like it's definitely because a lot of us for guilds that have been around longer, they've got certain they've either got they sim the tank raid and the pit raids, and the Sith raid is over in like 15 to 30
20
minutes.
minutes.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But for a lot of guilds that's not the case, and having a character that could do crazy damage, like a lot like how Gas did in the Sith raid,
yeah.
um it's definitely something to see. Did you have anything else on Starkiller before we jump into the marquees?
Nothing really. I'm excited because I remember playing them as a kid on my old PlayStation 2, and I get off of school in like 3 weeks. I think 2 weeks. A week from now. Next Friday is my last exam, so I'll go home 2 Mondays from now. And so I'm probably gonna go home, find my old PlayStation 2, and crank up the games. So I was pretty excited when they announced it. But
For
uh
sure.
yeah, I don't really have much else to talk about if we want to go ahead and start getting into the kit reveals.
Right. So as of right now, you're going to require 4 marquees at R5 for the events. Those 4 marquees, we have gotten, 2 of them have been added to the game. The third, we just got the kit reveal today. The fourth has not been officially announced. So the first 2 characters we got was Dash Rendar and Kyle Katarn. Today, we just got the kit reveal for Darth Talon. The fourth, we are expecting to be Mara Jade based off the App Store leaks, but it has not been officially announced. But for today's discussion, we will just assume it's Mara Jade. But I'm going to quickly go through the kits of the 3 that have been revealed. I think we'll quickly go through Dash and Kyle. I think we'll spend a little more time on Darth Talon since she hasn't been officially added to the game yet. So starting with Dash Rendar, he is a light side support, scoundrel, and smuggler. They did add the smuggler tag later. He is meant to work with the prepared squad and other scoundrels, but real quick, his kit goes through on the basic. Deal physical damage 3 times to target enemy for each critical hit. Call another random prepared ally to assist, dealing 75% less damage. Limit once per ally. Special number 1. Deal physical damage to target enemy and dispel all buffs on them, then stun them for 1 turn. This attack deals 20% more damage for each buff dispelled. The second special, Seeker Missiles. Deal physical damage 3 times to all enemies. The first instance of damage dispels stealth and dazes them for 2 turns. The second instance of damage inflicts defense down for 2 turns. And the third instance of damage inflicts critical damage down for 2 turns. This attack cannot be evaded or resisted. His leadership, before the Omicron, Scoundrel allies enter the battle prepared, and prepared allies gain an additional bonus based on their role, doubled for light side scoundrels. Whenever a scoundrel ally gains prepared, they gain critical damage up and offense up for 1 turn. Attackers will get plus 15% critical damage. Tanks will get plus 15% max health. And supports or healers get plus 10 speed and 10% potency. And for the Omicron upgrade, while in Grand Arena, if an ally loses prepared, they gain prepared. So pretty much they will stay prepared the whole time. And his unique, which is a Zeta, Scoundrel allies gain 20% max health, 20% potency, and 20% offense. Whenever a prepared ally lands a critical hit, all prepared allies gain 2% turn meter. So,
Oof.
Rock, we had a chance to see some gameplay from different people in the community. What was your impression with Dash?
I've always been wanting to build the prepared scoundrel team like forever, and so like even when they released like IG-11, I almost dropped everything that I was doing at the time. I think at the time I was farming gas, and I was like, oh, I'm just gonna drop everything, do IG-11 Queel with Nest, Vandor, and Kira, and just go for that team. And dashes almost make me want to do the same thing again. Just drop what I'm doing and go for the prepared scoundrels. Just because, I mean, shoot, we might be seeing like a scoundrel. No, I wouldn't say like a scoundrel meta, but like, I mean, they're gonna be pretty good because of, especially with prepared and Vandor, because I think Vandor has a thing where his special will like deal extra damage for each prepared ally, and so you could set it up to where like if Vandor Chewy goes first, everyone has prepared with dashes. I think his lead gives everyone prepared when they enter into the battle, right?
Yeah, no,
Yeah,
everyone starts
everyone
prepared.
enters prepared, and then you can big hit with Vandor right off the bat. I wouldn't say it would be like a nuke or like an instant kill or anything, but like, I mean, it'll do a pretty decent amount of damage. That, and I do like how the unique also helps allies because you can still run Cura lead. That's what I
Right.
like about it as well.
I was a big fan because you're taking. It's not like you're grabbing Han and Chewie, or even like it's not like you're grabbing,
Yep.
Beskar Mando or more known scoundrels. This was a pretty contained faction, and seeing L3, Vandor, young Han, young Lando come together with Dash to like beat good teams was
Yeah,
wild.
like I've been seeing him like I know Arnold did a video and he was beating like Darth Revan teams with Dash, and
Yeah.
that was impressive. It takes me
It,
back to the days when Clash still made videos. He did that. He made that like scoundrel team that beat Gas. This was like during the Gas meta. So like that, I don't know, that was pretty cool.
and it was nice just seeing a team that was basically non-existent. There was no reason to ever farm them,
Yes.
and this is where we'll touch on the Omicrons later. But I've been liking with what I've been seeing with the Omicrons are giving, these teams purpose in different modes so that they can, some of them might be on GL level, but some of them are just like, the fact that I could take out a Darth Revan, or I could take out a Padme, or I could take out like a CLS with Dash Scoundrels with a prepared team. All of a sudden, I'm not having to waste a General Grievous, a Jedi Knight Revan, a Jedi Knight Luke. Like, I'm not having to waste these meta teams to take out these good teams, and you're using, maybe characters that seem more fun, or it gives you a reason to want to collect all these characters, which I think is healthier for the game. So, Dash definitely got my stamp of approval for the first marquee. Moving on to Kyle Katarn from the Jedi Knight series. Kyle Katarn is a light side attacker, rebel fighter, and Jedi. On the basic, deal physical damage to target enemy twice. If it's Kyle's turn, affect ability block for 1 turn. Otherwise, deal damage a 3rd time. Special 1, and definitely the best name for a special. Just a guy with a lightsaber, and the animation is also probably the best animation in the game. The jump back with the spin and the lightsaber throw is just baller.
He does like a 360 lightsaber throw. It almost looks like a good little 360 lightsaber throw.
Yeah. Deal physical damage to target enemy twice. If the target has force influence, the second instance of damage deals 75% more damage. All allies gain critical chance up and potency up for 2 turns. And if he has Jedi Knight, the first instance of damage deals 75% more damage. All Rebel Fighter allies recover 50% health and protection. Second special, which is a Zeta. Dispel all debuffs on Rebel Fighter allies. Rebel Fighter allies gain defense up and speed up for 2 turns. Deal physical damage to all enemies and inflict force influence on target enemy for 2 turns, which can't be copied. If he has Jedi Knight, you will inflict force influence on all enemies for 2 turns. And force influence, which is his new debuff, you can't assist, counterattack, or gain buffs. Raid bosses in Galactic Legends will only have minus 30% counter chance. I'm not really sure there's really any Galactic Legends who have. I don't really see why that's necessary, but you know what? That's what they're doing. He is unique, which does have an Omicron. At the start of each encounter, Kyle Katarn gains 10% turn meter for each other Rebel Fighter ally. Whenever a Rebel Fighter ally attacks out of turn, they gain 12% offense, stacking to a max of 60% until the end of their next turn. Whenever Kyle Katarn attacks out of turn, he gains a stack of Force Connection until the end of the battle, which can't be copied, dispelled, or prevented, stacking to max of 10 stacks. When Kyle Katarn reaches 10 stacks of Force Connection, he resets his cooldowns, loses all stacks of Force Connection, and gains Jedi Knight until the end of the battle, which can't be copied, dispelled, or prevented. At the start of the encounter, if the enemy leader is a Sith, Rebel Fighter allies have plus 50% defense and tenacity, and plus 25% max health until the end of the encounter. Force Connection, while he is building that, up to 10 stacks, gives him plus 2% defense and offense per stack. And with Jedi Knight, Kyle Katarn and Rebel Fighter allies gain 50% defense and offense. You're no longer able to gain Force Connection, and this bonus applies to Jedi allies in territory battles. So that will be part of the Omicron, I'm guessing here. And then while in territory battles, enemies cannot gain bonus turn meter, and force influence cannot be resisted. When Kyle Katarn attacks out of turn, he gains an additional stack of Force Connection, and the bonuses of Jedi Knight also apply to other Jedi allies. At the start of each encounter, all Jedi and Rebel Fighter allies gain 75% bonus protection until the end of the encounter. At the start of each encounter, Kyle Katarn gains 10% turn meter for each other Jedi ally. So we've got to see him in game. What was your impression of Kyle when he dropped?
I had a friend of mine who's been asking for this guy to come out, and I had no idea what he was from or who he was from. I still don't know. Shame on me. But honestly, like, I was surprised they gave him Rebel Fighter. I was kind of surprised that Rebel Fighter got some love, but it was needed because that faction was really like CG started doing this thing where they they saw a faction that was broken or just like had a bunch of useless tunes, and instead of just reworking a couple of them to make them better, they just said, "Oh well, here's one tune that will just make the whole faction better." And they did it with Piet, and it worked. And then they added Moff Gideon, and then they added the Death Trooper, right? Yeah, Dark
Or
Trooper.
Dark Trooper, yeah.
Yeah, and then the faction got better, but then with Rebel Fighters, they literally just released Mon Mothma, and they said, "All right, here you go. Have
And I
fun with it.
wouldn't I
Make it
wouldn't
work."
say that the Rebel fighters with Mothma were bad.
Yeah,
Like
I wouldn't say they were bad.
they
I
were
was
able
just,
to get 4 out of 4 in light side Geo. They could beat some,
I think they could beat GG teams pretty
they could beat
easily.
GG teams, but again, they were just okay.
Yeah, like especially with like light side GOTV, like I'd always heard a lot of reports where like the people that were getting 4 out of 4 were either getting very lucky or like I was listening to a podcast where a guy he tried to like find out how to like maximize them out and like basically get them to like a 4 out of 4 machine every time. And he said the only way he could get 4 out of 4 was with like a 330 speed Cara Dune. And he was like, literally, Cara Dune would go first, and then everything else would just out. And then he was like, I would just have to keep on running turn meter. He was like, if somebody took a turn, then like I just lost.
Yeah.
And like that was the thing with the Rebel Fighters in TB. It's like they didn't have a lot of like heavy damage dealers. And the one thing I'm seeing with Kyle is I'm seeing just so much offense up. Like you got the first special deals 75% more damage, critical chance up. Even when he's under Jedi Knight, he does even more damage with it. His basic is attacking a bunch of times. The unique has like gaining stacks of force connection, which gains even more offense. Jedi Knight even gives him more offense, and so like I just see like a very heavy hitting character with a team that's just gonna
Especially
whip you down.
during Arnold's testing, it was insane the damage that he was pulling off with that first
Oh
special. Like he was one-shotting characters like Malik, Revan, um, Difference, even like Galactic Legends. So spoiler alert for anyone who didn't see, this team is capable with some RNG. It's not I would say a reliable counter, but they were able to beat Ray Resistance, which I'd say is impressive for a team of marquee characters. Um,
yeah,
this team's going to be insane in TB. I'd say this is a guaranteed 4 out of 4.
I would say this team might go up there with the CLS Chupio squad. I don't think I've ever gotten less than 4 out of 4 with CLS Chupio.
Hmm.
And I think this is like this team's kind of finally molded like the Geos almost perfectly, where you got someone that gains a lot of turn meter to keep going. You have someone that's very good with the debuffs, and then you finally have Mothma finally has a spy, somebody that can just finish off characters,
Right.
and it's exciting to see that they. And then I also love that how he got Jedi synergy too. So say you don't have a Rebel Fire team, but you went for Star Killer, plop them in with Jedi Knight Revan, you plop them in with uh, Jedi Knight Luke, Jedi Master Luke. I don't know if he'll go with Jedi Knight Kenobi because he's mostly Galactic Republic, but
Yeah. I
I
mean, this
mean,
is like I know because I'm a big Jedi person. Um, Jedi Master Luke is almost a guaranteed 4 out of 4 in light side Geo. Um, Jedi
yeah,
Knight
he doesn't
Luke,
really need the extra help, but it's one of those things
no.
that's like if you're going for Star Killer, I mean,
It's
this
nice
is
though
just
because just think that like there's the gas mission. There's different
yeah,
Galactic Republic ones. It's nice just to have another Jedi that you can slide in there. And let's just say you don't have Jedi Knight Luke. Well, now if you run Jedi Revan with Kyle Katarn, this just makes it easier in order to do that. Or maybe
yeah,
you don't have a Jedi Master Luke. This makes it just easier, so it's not so RNG dependent where it's just, oh no, Droideka killed Jolie and your run's over. Um,
yeah,
sorry about your luck.
yeah.
So
I like him.
yeah, I like him too. And it's great because I would say the ideal Mothma Kyle Katarn team is Mothma. Pow, Hoth Rebel Scouts, Kyle Katarn, and then I think Cara Dune is going to be the other one.
Yeah.
Which again, these are all characters that don't really have a place anywhere. They just exist in that team.
Mm.
So today, Darth Talon was released. Um, and we got a little teaser last night, but today, Darth Talon is going to be a dark side attacker and Sith, meant to synergize with the Sith triumvirates, but I think she is going to have some plug and play with other Siths. So the kit reads as follows. On the basic, deal physical damage to target enemy and inflict ability block for 1 turn. If the target was already debuffed, reduce the cooldown of Dark Frenzy by 1. Special number 1, Ordered Assassination. Deal physical damage to target enemy and gain stealth for 1 turn. If this attack defeats an enemy, gain 100% turn meter. Special 2, Dark Frenzy, which has a cooldown of 5 and starts on a cooldown. Deal physical damage to target enemy and gain Frenzy for 2 turns. If target enemy was debuffed, gain 2 stacks of Loyal Hand, max of 20, and deal damage an additional time to all enemies.
Cool.
Loyal Hand, which is going to be a new buff specific to Darth Talon. Plus 10% max protection and offense, stacking
Whoa.
max of 20. This buff can't be copied, prevented, or dispelled. First unique, which is a Zeta. If all allies are Sith at the start of the battle, excluding summoned allies, whenever the leader is damaged, all allies gain 50% turn meter. The first time, or I'm not 50, they gain 5% turn meter. The first time they would be defeated while Darth Talon is active, they dispel all debuffs on themselves, recover 100% health, and gain 100% turn meter. Then Darth Talon loses 3 stacks of Loyal Hands, max of 20, loses 50% health, and gains stealth for 1 turn. Darth Talon cannot be defeated by this damage, and additionally, Dark Frenzy's cooldown is refreshed. Her second unique, Sith Cruelty, is an Omicron. Has an Omicron update or upgrade. At the start of the battle, Darth Talon gains stealth for 1 turn. Sith allies gain plus 30% max health, plus 30% offense, and plus 20 speed. When Darth Talon falls below 100% health, Sith tanks gain retribution and taunts for 1 turn. And the Omicron upgrade, while in grand arenas, if target enemy is inflicted with isolate or pain, Darth Talon's attacks gain additional effects. Whenever Darth Talon defeats an enemy, all other Sith allies gain 5% max protection and 5% offense for each stack of Loyal Hand on her. So if she's going to attack someone with isolates, Darth Talon's attacks lower the cooldown of Dark Frenzy by 1, gain 2 stacks of Loyal Hands. And then if they have pain, Dark Frenzy inflicts buff immunity on all enemies for 2 turns. Darth Talon's attacks recover all allies' health, Darth Talon's attacks recover all allies' health equal to 50% of the damage dealt, doubled for allied Darth Scion. Gain 20 speed for the rest of the encounter, stacking to a max of 200 and 1 stack of Loyal Hand. I'm not going to lie, I think this is definitely, she's meant to run with the Sith Triumvirate, but
Yeah.
looks, and again, this is all pending stat, speed, stuff like that, but what are your thoughts here on the third marquee?
This one's kind of reminding me of like Kyle Katarn in a little bit, like especially with like the second special and like Loyal Hand. Like when you read Loyal Hand, I like my jaw dropped. 10% max protection and offense, stacking to 20. So at some point she's gonna have plus 200% offense and plus 200% protection
Yeah,
at max. That's insane.
and
And
especially
then especially
when she defeats someone, the allies are going to gain 5% max protection and offense for each stack. So they're going to gain, so let's just say you have
yes.
20 stacks. That's 100% protection and 100% offense. And especially if you've got, if you've got Scion and Treya at relics, Scion after he's got held by hatred can hit pretty hard, and especially Treya. If you start hitting Scion a ton or doing all that when she starts stacking her offense, Treya's gonna nuke someone. Like it's, I'm not gonna lie, I'm curious to see like where this. I need to see where this is gonna, where this is gonna go. But I mean, to me, she looks pretty solid, and I think I'm not sure if she's gonna work with C, but I don't think she'd hurt to throw in her C team.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking too. Like a lot of people in the Discord were saying, yeah, she doesn't really have a lot of SCE energy, but like I don't. I think her whole use was to give the Triumvirate a little bit of a boost, but also be kind of a plug and play kind of Sith.
Hmm.
Like I could see her being really good with Palp, with like OG Palp.
Yeah,
Lots of turn meter because she gains turn meter herself, and then Palp gaining people. Like I just see her being very good. I also like how Sith allies gain 30% max, and then you got to think all Sith allies are going to get 30% max offense at the beginning of the battle, plus 20 speed,
yeah.
and
The
she doesn't even
plus
have to be the
plus 20
lead
speed is pretty big because Scion's pretty
for
fast.
a
That can,
unique.
yeah, for a
Yeah,
unique, yeah. I'm again. We'll see how the stats look and how she goes
yeah,
tomorrow, but the turn meter gain is also. I think that's one of the things that's. I think the one here, um, the whenever the leader dies, they're not revived, but they dispel and gain 100% health. Treya is one of those characters that the AI, like if you're going up against Jedi Knight Revan, they will hard go after Treya. They're just programmed to do that.
yeah.
A lot of characters are hard programmed to go after Treya. All of a sudden, Treya doesn't die right off the bat, and um, Talon's gonna like open up a can of whoop ass. Like,
Yeah,
um, what the animations? I'm not gonna lie, I'm a little conflicted on the animations. They on the first glance they look good, but at the same time, to me they were a little underwhelming. I was expecting
they
a little
look
more.
very basic.
Hmm.
I like the first special. The first special looks nice. The basic it's a basic. I was expecting it to kind of look like that, but then the second special is a little underwhelming. It looks like Qui-Gon Jinn's kind of It looks like his last. It looks like Qui-Gon Jinn's second special,
Um,
except there's more to it.
yeah. The model looks good. My wife and I were looking at it, and we were kind of joking how not safe for work are they going to make the
Yeah,
model. But I will say, I think they did
yeah,
a good job. I think they made it uh, provocative but still tasteful. I think the model looks
yeah.
great. Um, and I think, and again, I think she's going to have. We'll see how good the Sith Triumvirate is going to be
Hmm.
after she comes in, but I think definitely she's going
Yeah.
to do well. Um, so we
One quick thing with Talon. I'm sorry. I would love to see her with Marauder because Marauder gets
oh
so much offense, and then she'll give off. Like hypothetically, you could give Marauder an extra 130% offense throughout the battle.
and especially for the people who farm C, you already have
Oh yeah,
Marauder at Relic 7. I mean, C's
like it's a
can
no-brainer.
C's going to be Marauder's going to be killing people like full health and
Doesn't matter.
protection.
I just want to see this in like Dark Side Geo where like you run because if it's gonna be like a lock stat, I'm pretty sure lock stats stay like through a wave,
Yeah.
if I'm not mistaken. So I mean you could sit there and get your 20 stacks before wave 4, and then I think she has to do her what's where how does she share her stats? It's like um she shares her stats through her unique, but I know you have to do something to get the
Um,
offense, and
whenever Talon defeats an enemy, so she has to
that's
get the
what it
kills.
is.
So
Okay,
Marauder
basically
can,
just kill a droid,
yeah, kill a droid, and they're going to start boosting stats.
and then I would just love to see Wave
Actually, I
Four
actually
see
I take that
Marauder.
back. I take that back. That will not work in GOTB. That is part of her Omicron, so it's only for Grand Arena.
Okay, I got you. That's sad.
Well, We'll see how it's going to work in Grand Arena. So for the fourth character, I think we all assume it's going to be Mara Jade, but if you had to pick one other person that it could be, let's just assume it. Let's just say it's not Mara Jade. Who would you have for the fourth?
Honestly, I would love to see one of the Clone Commandos. It doesn't matter which one you want to give me one of them. I could care less. Just one of them would be pretty cool.
I could be down for that.
Yeah. That or like, I mean, if we're going Legends, I mean, we could go with like, I don't know what else we could go with. Because I don't know too much about Legends. I'm just kind of a base Star Wars nerd. But I mean, like it'd be cool to get like a Princess Leia Jedi kind of thing, kind of like in the last movie. But that's not really the vibe they seem to be going for. They seem to be going for kind of a going for like the kind of the video game nostalgia so far, or like the comic nostalgia, like tunes that wouldn't have been in the game, people would like fathom like 20 years ago.
Fair enough.
But
okay. Do you want to run through the Omicrons real quick?
Yeah, I guess we can go ahead and do it. I can, if you want me to read some of them, I can, because I got my computer with me. I can.
I've got the forums pulled up right here. So.
Oh, okay. Yeah. What are we going to start with?
I was going to start with Phasma and just go all the way up. So.
All right. Let's do that.
Phasma. So, she got an Omicron for her lead. So what her Omicron does is while she's in Territory Wars, you will have I guess I'll read her lead and then what the Omicron does. So her normal Zeta is First Order allies have plus 20% potency, gain advantage for 2 turns at the start of each encounter, and can't be critically hit while they have advantage. Whenever an ally attacks, they have a 20% chance to call a random ally to assist. This chance is tripled if the attacking ally is First Order. If that ally had advantage, they regain it for 2 turns. While in Territory Wars, that assist chance is upped by 10%, so it's 30%, tripled if it's First Order, so it's basically you're at 90%. So you're pretty much calling a random ally to assist. Phasma has plus 100 speed. Whenever a First Order ally attacks at a turn, First Order allies recover 5% health and protection. And whenever a First Order ally gains advantage, they also gain 10% offense stacking for the rest of the battle. And all First Order allies gain 7.5% turn meter. I know there's a few clips of the people who did the Omicron, but Phasma's a monster in Territory Wars now.
I would have to agree. I liked it because like all the people that had the farm for Supreme Leader basically used this team as their like second kind of First Order team, because I think usually they run like, I think it's like Phasma, the 2 pilots, Executioner, and then usually like whatever First Order they didn't use with Supreme Leader. So like it's like it would usually be like First Order Officer, or who would be another? Like First Order Stormtrooper or something like that, or like they would run like Hux with it or something like that. And like it really wasn't good on defense at all, because like you can just, as long as you went first, you pretty much have it over. Like the battle's pretty much over. But having Phasma with plus 100 speed, if I'm not mistaken, she's already I'll pull up the swag for Phasma, but I'm pretty sure she's already a very fast base speed character. For 141. So like she's not super fast base speed, but like
you throw that plus 100 speed and like you're going first.
Think of her as basically with like 241 speed, base speed. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, you can throw a speed set on her. You don't even have to have fast mods. It'd be pretty easy to get her to 300. And at 300, now, especially with the teams that have been countering this, most of them are not going to get to like 300 speed. You're going to have to bring in something. You have to bring in something a little bit better than what you've been bringing in to beat this. I would I would say at least. I mean, I would say like a bounty hunter team would have to beat this, or like a better first order team with uh crew would probably have to beat this. JTR with the bros, something like that.
Yeah, no, I think you have to take something decent in here just um, for turn meter gain alone and for the
Yeah, it's
speed.
ridiculous. Yeah,
Um, so
and the
definitely
offense
it's
stacking
yeah, they're going to be hitting hard. Um,
and the
so
health and
definitely
protection recovery. Yeah, that's really good.
it's definitely if you're going to put it's definitely worth an Omicron if you've got a good if you farm C, I would say you definitely it's worth it. Um,
Yeah, I would say it's worth it. I would say that if you farm Supreme Leader Kylo, this should be your first Omicron.
Next one is for Rose Tico, which a lot of controversy on this one. I have my take on this, and I'll save it for a second. So this is going to go on her unique, which is a Zeta. Rose Tico has plus 10% offense for each exposed enemy. When another resistance ally scores a critical hit, Rose Tico gains 10% turn meter. Um, so her Omicron is while in Grand Arena, all other resistance allies also gain 10% offense for each exposed enemy, and they gain 5% turn meter whenever a resistance ally scores a critical hit. So um, basically, she is just sharing this unique with the other resistance people.
Yeah.
What is your opinion here on this one?
I mean, underwhelming at first. I mean, this Rose came out at the same time as Phasma, and if you're looking at it on the list, Phasma showed up first, and so you read Phasma, and you're like, oh my gosh, this is an awesome Omnicron. This is really gonna actually give me a really good second first order team. And like, I wonder what they did to Rose, and then you see this, and you're like, it's expecting a little bit more. But I do think that there's a plus to it, in that if it's one of those things where like you farmed Ray, you basically have a bunch of extra first resistance tunes, but you don't have a team to go with them. Like I see a lot of people make that it's the one with like Finn lead Zeta, and
Mm-hmm.
it's like a bug killer, but like that's all it does is it just kills bugs, and that's it. And this is one of those things where like I could see like Finn lead, or like well, Finn lead would be the only one. That's the only real good lead that they have, other than like Holdo or
So
Poe.
I took a look here. Obviously, Resistance does have a lot of exposed synergy. Jedi Training Ray does
Yep.
has unresistible exposes that's tied to critical hits, which Rose also has. So you throw some AOE's in there, she's going to be feeding turn meter while she's
Yep.
also gaining it. What I was looking at with so Finn Zeta lead is this is regular Finn, not Resistance Hero Finn, regular Finn.
Mhm.
Resistance allies have plus 60% defense, offense, and potency, and all other allies have half that amount. If an enemy is damaged by a resistance ally, for each expose on them, that enemy loses 5% turn meter for each resistance ally. All resistance allies gain 3% turn meter for each resistance ally, and their cooldowns are reduced by 1. Um, this
Basically, you'll
paired,
gain 8%
yeah, you'll gain turn
turn meter.
meter. You throw this with Resistance Trooper. Within his unique, he gains 55% turn meter when an enemy who is not exposed becomes exposed. You throw that with OG Poe and with Rose here, I think you can get a pretty decent turn meter train. And also, you have Rose's unique with uh, Poe or with Finn lead. That's a that's over plus 100% offense. Um, I would say this is. I think if you farmed resistance, it's not the worst Omicron to put on. It's definitely like this isn't bad, but I'd say of the Omicrons that have come out, this is not the
I
best
think
use.
this might be the worst one. I would say.
I think it's the worst. I think when Omicrons become more readily available, I wouldn't mind putting this on, especially if I farmed resistance. But
Yeah.
considering Omicrons are really rare right now, I wouldn't invest this one here.
Yeah. I would wait. I would wait a little bit. So Leia
Next,
Organa.
yeah,
Yeah.
Rolo. I am
Mm.
a big fan of Rolos. I know in the guild everyone's they're holding their breath on this one. So um, this is on Rolo lead. Um, why did they do that? Okay. So the new text here, this is for her lead. The regular lead, rebel allies have plus 20% tenacity and plus 20% critical chance. Whenever a rebel ally takes damage from an Empire enemy, they have a 50% chance to gain foresight for 2 turns. The first time each turn a rebel ally resists a detrimental effect or suffers a debuff, they gain 30% turn meter. So while the Omicron is while they're in territory battles, rebel allies have plus 35% speed. Not plus 35,
Oh.
35% speed. Rebel allies recover 100% health and protection at the start of each encounter and whenever another rebel ally is defeated. So when you end a wave and whenever a character dies, you're going to go right back up to 100% health and protection. When a rebel ally critically hits an enemy, all rebel allies gain 5% turn meter, doubled if it's their turn. When a rebel ally is defeated, all rebel allies gain 100% of that ally's offense, stacking until they're defeated.
Oh.
Um, I'm not going to lie, I think this is better than CLS lead, and I think this is going to become the new rebel team for TB. Plus 35% speed is a lot of speed.
I mean, let me just do some math real quick, because I know you can get CLS very fast. He has a pretty high base speed. So I'm just gonna throw like I've been able to get CLS to like 290. I think mine's at like 290, but I know people have been able to get him at like 310. But I'll just do
If you run
290.
it because if you run a speed set on him, you can get him plus 300. But like even with just a critical damage set, like you can get him easily 290.
Okay, so I'll do 290, and then I'll do plus 30% speed. No,
Thirty-five
not plus.
percent plus
Yeah,
35%.
that is 101.5 extra speed.
So you're looking at like 392 speed right out the
I
gate.
got I got. Oh wait, hang on. Oopsies. 1.5. I got 391.5. Rounded up 392.
I mean, that's even like I'd say usually for light side geo you need to hit like 360, 350 just to guarantee you
I
go first.
think I think I have my Hermit Yoda at 50 353 to go first.
And this is just CLS just with just, you know, normal solid mods. This isn't like you're not running a speed set.
No,
That's just that there. Um, also
you
the
could
other
easily get them to.
Oh yeah, you could easily get them to 400 speed. The other thing, when you're gaining turn meter, whenever a rebel ally critically hits an enemy, they gain 5% turn meter, doubled if it's their turn. So if you get a critical hit on your turn, that's 10% turn meter. Rolo's special hits 10 times, so that means you're going to gain 100% turn meter after her special. Um,
If it.
if it crits. But if you're running her in light side geo, you're gonna have her. If you got Jedi Knight Luke, she's gonna be at least Relic 3. I would say for this, if you're gonna put an Omicron on her, I would bump her up to Relic 5. Um, at Relic 5, especially because she has plus 20% critical chance, she should be critting every time. Um,
Yeah,
you throw
yeah, that
also
makes sense.
you throw Chupio in there too. Chupio special, especially if you have his Zeta. Um, Chupio is going to be providing massive turn meter, especially since he's going to be attacking all the time. Um, and especially like so you do a team of Rolo, Chupio. I think Captain Han is a must for this because of the revives. You could do CLS, and then you could do Cara Dune if you
On.
have the Zeta, or you could do Scarab Purple Pathfinder because he revives. You're going to be constantly feeding offense. Or if you wanted to go full on like turn meter, you could throw Lando. Lando with his AoE, he's going to be
Yep.
constantly stacking offense and fueling turn meter. Um,
I
I think
think
this
if
is
his special crits, it like resets, so you can get it to the point to where he's doing his AoE every turn.
yeah. So I'm gonna be honest, like CLS, what I found, my CLS team is all Relic 5. I would say up until phase 3. Phase 1 and 2, he's a solid 4 out of 4. Phase 3, it starts to get a little hairy. It's one of those things like if you run into General Grievous,
Oh,
you're probably gonna lose phase 4.
yeah.
Um Chupio definitely makes it solid, but like CLS is a solid 4 out of 4 team. I'm gonna be honest, I think this is by far the best. And also, if you have Leia Zeta, whenever she suffers or resists a debuff, she gains 15% turn meter and gains 35% offense stacking. On top of her shenanigans here, um, I think this at least makes her usable and it gives her a purpose in territory battles and it keeps her as the territory battle legendary because like you didn't need Rolo to do Lightside Hoth. Like she's needed for that one mission, but like other than that, like she's only used to unlock Jedi Knight Luke.
Basically, yeah. I will say this. Also, just like running the team where you just replace Rolo for 3PO. And then you can throw 3PO with another squad like JTR or
With
Jedi
Padme
or Jedi Master Kenobi, my bad.
yeah, Jedi Master Kenobi, yeah. I'm a fan of this one. If I was not waiting for um, Boba Fett Sign of Django, I might I'd be I could be convinced to give her an Omicron.
I don't blame you. I got the Chief Debit one. If you want me to read that one,
Yeah, go right ahead.
so it's for his leader, and so it's for while he's in territory wars, and it reads: when a Jawa ally damages an enemy, they dispel all buffs on that enemy. For every buff dispelled, that enemy is inflicted with a thermal detonator for 2 turns, which can't be prevented, dispelled, or resisted. When an enemy takes damage from a thermal detonator, Jawa allies recover 5% health and protection and gain 5% turn meter, and there is a 50% chance that enemy is inflicted with a thermal detonator for 2 turns, which can't be dispelled, prevented, or resisted. I like it. I don't see it as like very overpowered, but
I think this could
it
take
doesn't.
down like a Jedi Knight Revan.
I can see that. My one problem is, do the Jawas have enough health in them to survive long enough? Like I
I
would
would
have
say
loved to have
you definitely need
seen.
to get them up to relics. I think if you're gonna take this seriously, you got to take them up to relics.
I would have loved to have seen like a Jawas gain 40% health or like 20% health and protection or like 50% defense or something like that. Something to make all of them a
Yeah,
little bit tankier. But
or
like,
like give an auto taunt or something to a tank or something like
yeah,
that.
that'd be nice.
Um,
I don't really like the 5% health and protection because by the time the thermal detonators are going off, people should be dying.
yeah,
So it kind of defeats the purpose.
I think it also this will for sure kill Mothma teams now because
Oh yeah,
you can dispel
100%.
Scarefable Pathfinder. I'm curious to see. I'm not sure how many people are going to put this one on, but I think it's one of those. If you Jawas, this will for sure give Jawas a purpose, like outside of the raids or doing some shenanigans in GAC. I think this is a solid team. Like if you put a Jawa wall and everyone had the Omicron, I'd be sweating a little bit. Like
I've been oh, I've
you
been
can't
saying
just
this
take
forever, man.
nothing against this team.
I've been saying this forever. Jawas seem like very scary on defense if you mod them right. It just looks scary. So all right,
So
we got
today,
we got 2 more.
I do you want to start with the Zam one or the Qui-Gon one?
I got the Zam one pulled up if you want me to go ahead and read it. It's not much.
All right, I'll do the
Uh,
Qui-Gon one then after you
well,
hit
I
Zam.
also forgot to say that the Omnicron for Nebit is going to be just for Territory Wars, and the one for Zam is going to be in just Grand Arena. and it reads, it's going to be on her unique shapeshifter. It reads, Zam gains 60% increases to her offense, max health, and max protection. Zam gains 5% speed for each bounty hunter ally. Bounty hunter allies gain 20% of Zam's current offense, max protection, health, and speed until the first time she is defeated.
I'm not gonna lie, bounty
So
hunters are gonna be gross. Like,
yeah,
so
this
she's gonna
seems like
gain.
you get.
So she's gonna gain. So pretty much like, let's just think of a normal bounty hunter team. We'll say Bosk, Grief, Mando. I guess in this case you'd have Zam. So it's usually one tank, one
I mean, we're
support,
forgetting
three
about Fennec here
attackers.
too.
Fennec, yeah, but basically you're going to have three
Yeah.
attackers. So that's going to be plus 60% offense for each attacker. That's a plus 180% offense, plus 60% protection, and plus 60% health. Zam's also really fast, so she's going to have plus 20% speed on top of that. And then bounty hunter allies are going to gain all of those stats from her, which, like, bounty hunters are going to be fast. Like, they're already fast to begin with, but, like, you throw a Django lead with Zam.
Oh, she's really fast. 283 base speed.
Yeah,
That's really.
yeah, she's going to be really fast, and especially with her whole thing with turn meter gain on the thermal detonators. Like, bounty hunters are going to be they're going to be a defensive monster team, or like I think you could do some damage with this. Like it's and especially like if you go for Lord Vader and you had a relic Zam, like a relic when you take Zam to relic 7. I mean, this isn't that bad of an Omicron.
Now that makes me curious about how much offense she gains from the Relic 7. I got it pulled up. She gains a total of 2,883 physical damage and 3,414 from the R7. It's not bad. I just don't see this going with like the primary bounty hunter team. I could see Zam being like the bounty hunter for like a second team.
Okay, I
Like
could see that.
say if you're somebody who went for Executor and then you went for Lord Vader, you now basically have two full teams of R5 bounty hunters for the most part, are pretty close. And I mean, you can run Imbo lead with Zam, or you can run Boba lead with Zam. Uh, Fennec, once you start getting Fennec leveled up and stuff like that, I could see Fennec going with like the main bounty hunter team. And then I don't know. I think she's going to be pretty good. I I think this is also going to be kind of one of those ones like Nebbit where like it seems very good, but it's one of those things where it's like we got to see how it pans out before. Kind of like
Right.
Rose. Like I wouldn't go out my way to go get Rose's Zeta like
I would
Omicron
say
right now.
this one's
But
better than Rose's.
oh yeah, I would
Um,
agree.
I would say if you have good bounty hunters, I wouldn't mind slapping this one on. I
Yeah, if you went for Lord Vader, get Zam. I would do it.
However, if I had bounty hunters though, you're probably getting Boba Fett, Cyan, Django. I would get Boba's first, then Zam's.
Yeah.
Um, so now, for all the people who went for JMK or they like Jedi, Qui-Gon Jinn. So
Ugh.
his original Zeta lead was Jedi allies have plus 30 speed. They gain offense equal to 3 times their speed and gain foresight for 2 turns at the start of each encounter and whenever any unit is defeated. So his Omicron is while in grand arenas, and I did ask Doja Fett and he responded to me, arenas is plural on purpose. So what I'm thinking is this will apply to squad arena, so you could test this out in squad arena. That is my theory. I'm sure this will be clarified in their Q&A on Thursday. While in grand arenas, Jedi allies gain offense equal to 30 times their speed, doubled while they have foresight. So that's 60 times their speed. So even from the plus 30 speed alone, that's a lot of offense.
So
Like,
60 times their speed
so let's
just from
just
30. Let's do some math just for 30.
actually, no, real quick. So let's just say plus 30 speed. Let's just say, for argument's sake, they're 300 speed.
At 300 speed?
Yeah, 300 speed. They're gaining this much offense.
18K.
18,000 offense.
And just from that.
Just from the lead.
Man, you might see some people start going Cam with a speed set.
So at the start of the battle, if there are no galactic legends and all allies are Jedi, I'm assuming that is galactic legends on your team, not opposing team. That's what I'm assuming. So you can't run Jedi Master Kenobi with this team.
Yeah, I think that was their point, was trying to get rid of Jedi Master
And all our
Kenobi.
Jedi. Jedi allies cannot be defeated if Qui-Gon Jinn is active. Qui-Gon Jinn can't gain damage immunity or stealth and can't be revived. When Qui-Gon Jinn is defeated, all Jedi allies recover 100% health and protection and gain 400% of Qui-Gon Jinn's offense for 2 turns. So Cam
Oh,
So
hold up.
Cam is going with Cam's unique. If all Jedi are Galactic Republic Jedi, they're going to gain a ton of health and a ton of offense equal to the health. I'm thinking you run a team here of Qui-Gon, Cam. I think you go GMY.
Ayla. I would say Ayla.
And then
Just because you have the relic.
I say you run Jedi Knight Anakin.
Yeah.
Because since Cam can't be defeated while Qui-Gon is active, Cam's taunt will finally be useful, and on his taunt he gains protection back. On top of that, though, he's going to be dealing stupid damage, and then even if you kill Qui-Gon, you're going to gain protection.
400% offense.
You're going to gain foresight, so that 60 times their speed nonsense is with the offense. Gain 400% of Qui-Gon's offense. Anakin's going to kill the whole team if you run a Jedi Knight Anakin in this team. Like,
all right, you know what? Let's have some fun math. I'm pulling up Jedi Knight Anakin.
Here, you know what? I can pull up my Jedi Knight Anakin with like shitty mods. With shitty mods.
Give me.
I'll give you
what relic
offense.
is he?
Relic
What
5.
relic?
Relic 5.
Okay.
So, not anything special. Definitely, if you've got him at Relic 7, this is going to blow this out of the water. I don't even think I got 6-dot mods on him. This is just Anakin with whatever crappy mods. I think I got him crit damage modded.
Get a pen and paper just so I can... All right. Well,
so
how much
Jedi Knight Anakin at Relic 5, I have him modded. He has 5,800 physical damage, which he deals physical damage, yeah. So, yeah, 5,800. And I believe I'm going to double check. Cam's offense boost only affects supports and healers. So he will not get the... actually, no, he will get plus 20% offense from Cam.
Okay. So plus 20% offense from Cam.
Yeah.
That is that's 1,160. And then I would assume that, I don't know how it would work since it's at the beginning of, his Zeta, his Omicron will go on throughout the battle because you'll gain offense when they have
Foresight.
Foresight, and you'll gain, so you'll always have that plus 30% speed. So let's say Anakin has Foresight, and he's
going to gain offense equal to 60 times his speed. He's going to have plus 30 speed.
So wait, it's not 60%. It's like times 60.
It's times 60, yeah.
Okay. Oh, that might even be. Oh my god! I don't think this math is right.
So, I'm sure someone on Reddit or someone on Discord will get the math correct. But they're going to be hitting. They're going to be hitting hard. He's going to be hitting hard.
No, I just did the math. I got 417,000 damage. That doesn't seem right. I think it might be 60%. is what they might be intending. Because if not, I don't see that happening.
They said Jedi allies instead gain offense equal to 30 times their speed.
Oh my god, that
doubled while they have foresight.
It's 30 times their speed. Okay.
Yeah, their speed.
That's where my math is getting off. Okay. So I'll take out the speed part of the equation just so that way I don't have to do that bad math. But I'll add the 400% offense.
And it would be Qui-Gon's offense, which again, after all the buffs, if you've got Qui-Gon at relics, I'm sure it's going to be at least something.
So, but the thing is, I just did 400% of Anakin. So that would be, yeah. I think like you gotta think like 400%. That's like adding onto offense. That's like adding extra offense. So like if you can get Qui-Gon to like, I don't know, 5K, it's like 400% of 5K.
I would say, just long story short, if you went Jedi Master Kenobi, you slap this on immediately. Like, no questions asked.
400% of 5K is 20,000.
Yeah.
That makes me, wow. I'm actually curious. What's my Qui-Gon at Relic 3? No 6 dots. What is he at right now? Because I need to know. Because this one seems like it's going to be fun.
So.
Yeah. I'll look at that and then
we're going to now jump into. All these things are happening. We had a new change come in. State of the Galaxy. November 2021. I'm just going to give a Cliff Notes version of the changes that are coming because I think they still need to clarify some stuff. I think the update's going to come next week. They're going to have a Q&A on Thursday. So basically, long story short, what is happening? Squad Arena is no longer going to be the place where you get your crystals. It's going to be based off GAC. GAC, how the matchmaking is going to work is they are now getting rid of the GP brackets, and it is going to be based off wins and losses. So it's going to take a little bit of time for how the rankings are going to go. I think definitely the first month or two, there's going to be some weird matchups, but I think it's going to even itself out, and basically you will either be in Carbonite, Bronzium, Chromium, Erodium, or Kyber, and based off where you finish is how many crystals you will get per day. So the more you win, the more crystals you will get per day. So if you are good at GAC or you're good at strategizing for this, you will be rewarded, as opposed to with Squad Arena, it was basically chasing the meta, and whoever had the meta team would be able to climb to the top spots. The arena climbs are gone. The needs for a shard chat are basically non-existent. This is solely for Squad Arena. Fleet Arena has yet to be touched by this. But basically, you will get your crystals from Grand Arena. They're changing how the banners are going to work. Setting defensive banners will no longer be there, and feats are taken away from Grand Arena. So basically, Grand Arena is now going to be the centered mode for this, and that's why some of the Omicrons make more sense for Grand Arena, because before these changes, it didn't really make any sense. Like, why would I give Rose Tico a Zeta, or not a Zeta, an Omicron for Grand Arena, when like Grand Arena offers like no rewards? So what are your thoughts here on the changes to the crystal economy and all that, and the changes to make GAC the closing thing?
So at first I was a little ticked off because I was one of those people that I'm about, let me think, I think I'm like 760, 170 shards away from Cat, and I can probably get her unlocked, depending on how well I do in Conquest, in about 2 months, maybe. And so I was really looking forward to being able to take top 50 or even top 20 in Squad Arena. And so now it seems like I'll for people that are outside or people who are inside the top 100, this is kind of an L because you'll lose crystals every day. But for the people inside, or the people who are like not in the top 100, this is like a big dub because now you're going to be gaining more crystals every day. And at first I was a little mad because I thought that you're going to have to like full on battle somebody every day to get your crystals. But if I'm not mistaken, I think all you have to do is just do one battle. You don't even have to win. You just have to attempt the battle and you get your crystals. And
Yeah.
then I think like the way they're going to do it, if I'm not mistaken, I think the way they're going to do it is like obviously in Grand Arena you have your offense and your defense phase. They took away banners from setting a defense, so if you don't gain banners and you don't gain crystals, but what they'll do is on that setting your defense phase, you will just get you'll get what you got last time, crystal wise. So basically, you just have to. I mean, think about it. Instead of having to hit 7 days a week, you just hit 3 or 4 days a week, and you get your crystals.
I'm a big fan of this I think this is going to reward players if you are better at the game or your knowledge of the game is better. You're not punished. I think this is really free to play friendly. And also it is taking the time spent in this game a lot down. I'm not gonna lie, it's annoying having to climb in both arenas every day. There's some times where, I've got my payout set to where I climb during my lunch break at work, but there's some times where, I'm with my family on the weekends, and, let's all be reasonable people here. We've definitely, whether at work, at school, or at occasions, slipped off to the bathroom to go climb an arena. And it's just one of those things that I think that's just not necessary. On top of that, shard chats, if you can't get in a shard chat, forget about climbing. It's just not going to happen. I think it's going to be rough to start out with, just to get everything set. But from what I've seen with the math, I think people should make the same amount of crystals they were making a day, if not a little more, based off these changes. So I think nothing's going to be lost here, and I think that we'll gain more from these changes.
Yeah. I do like how they're kind of revamping Grand Arena as well. They're like they said that the new bracket system is going to be based off a skill. So if you go through a Grand Arena and you I think it's per year, not per year, but like per like month of Grand Arena, instead of just ranking you based on GP, they'll rank you based off a skill. And so they'll have like a skill based setting for you. And so you'll be given like a rank based on your skill, which I kind of like. It really, and then that, and it rewards the people who actually want to try in Grand Arena, because like I know I'm one of those people where like I think like the last Grand Arena was the last 5v5. I probably did Grand Arena the first week, and then after that I just like set a defense week 1 and then like didn't like.
I'm a big fan of this for one, this is going to get rid of the people who care about GP bloat. I thought that was stupid to begin with. I think there was no reason to ever not just upgrade stuff. But at this point, you have no incentive to not upgrade your roster. And also, for the people that try to sandbag or try to super streamline their roster, it's based off wins and losses and how well you can manage with your current roster. So I think this is where there's going to be no reason to not want to win, because you will gain more crystals by trying to win, which I think the purpose for a PvP or the purpose for a mode like this needs to be there, because before this, Grand Arena was it was nice, but it was more of a clout thing where, oh, I hit Kyber, but you didn't really gain anything besides, the GAC currency was nice, the Zetas were nice, but it's not anything. Sometimes it wasn't worth the time invested, whereas now I think now that like crystals will be earned more fairly, I think it's if you can win games,
Mm-hmm.
and especially I think once the matchmaking evens out to where you're facing people at your skill level, um, I think the crystal income is going. I think this is healthier for the game that they're doing this, but
Yeah,
that is to
I
be
would.
seen. Do we want to jump into some questions from the?
Yeah, let's go to the questions. I think we kind of answered some of them now, but if
Mhm.
we for some of the GAC ones, if we didn't answer it, I guess we can go ahead and answer them.
Okay,
So let's start
so
with Bowser.
yeah, Bowser's question here.
Yeah, I'll go ahead and read it. Someone had asked, a cool segment would be guessing the Omicron abilities will be for each team that they revealed. I don't think we'll do that. We don't have time. But he just added, he was like adding on to that. What existing tunes do you think will get an Omicron mode or I guess ability in the future? And I think like the next up is probably going to be Night Sisters. That's
Yeah,
what I would say is probably next up. Night Sisters are like
I think
I
if
think Rogue
Night
One.
Sisters are solid, but
Yeah,
they really, I want to see them do a little bit more. I think a
yeah.
Grand Arena one. I think you give Talia an Omicron or like
Hmm. I
um
would like to see like a DACA. Give one
or
to DACA.
Daka. Yeah, give one of them an Omicron.
Or Zombie. Zombie would be a cool one to get one.
I like you said Rogue One. I think like if you gave Jin or Cassian an Omicron,
Yep.
that would be cool. Just so you could keep or like give Churd or Baze an Omicron.
Yeah.
Just so you can keep that Rogue One team together, because it just outside of the territory battle missions and besides upgrading the pilots for fleet, there's just they work fine in a Mon Mothma team, but like that's really it. Like they don't really
I,
do anything.
I agree. I just don't. But then, other than those two factions, I don't really see another faction that hasn't gotten an Omicron yet, or
Yeah,
like we've had some that have already been released, but CG's given us a bunch. I think we still have
I think Imperial Remnant with Moff Gideon, they just need
that
another
could be it. Yeah,
character.
they
I
just
think
need
they
yeah they just
they
need
need a
one more
fifth
tune.
character, and if that fifth character can have an Omicron, that'd be cool.
Yeah, that or like I would like to see like some of these old school Empire get one. Like maybe give IPD one.
I think he
Oh,
I
wait,
think he is
IPD already got
yeah,
one.
he's
He
he's he's
already
already
got one. Never mind.
he's gonna get one.
Never mind. Never
Um
mind. I would like to
Hera's
see
gonna
like a
get
Magna
one.
Guard.
Magna Guard, yeah, Magna Guard would be cool to get one.
Oh no, Magna Trooper. I'm sorry,
Oh,
Magna
Magma
Trooper.
Trooper. Yeah, no, he
Yeah.
again, I'm all for these kind of reworks here. Um Next question here
Mace.
from yeah,
I was playing.
well, Mace just needs a rework in general. Like
Yeah, he
Mace.
just needs a full rework.
Um, Next question here from Lithosin. What are the goals in the future for the whole clan?
I guess I can go ahead and answer this one.
I'll say yeah, you're probably more primed to answer this one.
Yeah, I'm in everybody's business, so I would say for returns, we're at a point now where even after this last C pit that we ran, like we didn't even get all the Vader Watt runs in P1, and we still crushed it within like half a day. So C pit's getting to the point to where it's like going to be on farm soon, and we'll start like deregulating what you can use in what phase, and so it'll get a lot easier for everybody in that aspect. But I think going forward, I think Cam's going to be our next big tackle.
I think Cam and like getting those characters like Gas,
Yes.
getting those, and I think the next big thing after like C Pit was our big thing. Um, I think getting the GP up to where we can start getting Relic 9, I think is going to be
Yeah, I
big.
think so too. And then now CG's been making it to where like bloating your roster doesn't matter. And
Yeah.
so it'd be nice for some people just to say, screw it, let's bring all
Let,
my pilots to level 50 and just bloat my
let's
roster a little
bloat.
bit. Yeah.
um,
I would say Cam. Cam is probably going to be our next goal. We might make a post about it soon. We don't know yet. We're still
I
kind of
think with the
waiting
rate we've
on.
been going, I think we can definitely. I think by this time next year, I think we can have majority of the players in our guild have a 7-star cam.
I think so too. I'm 77 out of 80, and I was doing just some quick maths. If we get 20 shards starting next light side GOTV and keep going, I think I can unlock cam in like 7-star cam in like a year.
I'll have because I'm at 64. If
Yeah,
I if we get 20 shards, I'll have cam unlocked, and I think honestly within a couple months we could have him at 7
yeah.
stars. But that's definitely going to be a big one. What about for the rest of the guilds here?
So for age, I think them just getting CPIT on their own is going to be really good. I think that's their next goal. Currently they've been farming up teams. They have a lot of cam, so like phase 2 is going to be really easy for them. Their one problem now is they just don't have any phase 1 teams. I think they have one Vader Watt team, and once they get a couple more Vader Watt teams, phase 1's going to go by easier. Once phase 1 goes by easier, then you can start saving more for phase 2 and phase 3. They have a very good chunk of Supreme Leader Kylos that can pretty much deal with most of phase 3 or at least half. But their big problem is phase 1 and phase 4. And so I think them getting CPIT beaten would be really good. For begins, I think they've been talking about wanting to do light side Geo a little bit more. They ran it one time just as a tester to see where they're at, and they ended up with 3 stars, no cam. I don't think they can get to the cam mission yet, but Glerman was telling me that he wants to start getting to the point to where they're getting deeper in the light side Geo, and they start getting cam more, which is good. For Eternal, we're just wanting to do dark side Geo. We're really close. We're at like 78 mil, and so being able to do dark side Geo, maybe get a couple watt. I don't know how many watt ready we have in the guild. I'll have to do some searching soon, but I mean, even getting like 4 or 6 shards would be pretty nice. I would say that's pretty good.
I
So
think I'm going to jump down to Genjo's question here. Is there
yeah.
any use to Squad Arena now that it doesn't provide crystals? Do you like the GAC changes, and why do people seem to be mad about more crystals? So I think the main thing with Squad Arena, I think this is CG's way of finally making a sandbox mode without officially making a sandbox mode.
Yep.
And I think people are upset that people don't like change, and this is a big change. I think this is something that I think we just need to try out, see how it goes. I personally think this is healthier for the game. These changes, but I think time will tell with this. What
I would
about you?
agree. I think people are just a little upset because especially if you're like a lot of people will like, especially like this might kill horde accounts now because a lot of people who make a horde account do it with the intention of getting one of those top meta squads that can take first every day in arena, and then you take first in arena at like 500k, 600k, 700k GP, and then you build up so many crystals that you just keep staying in first because you always have that crystal income. And
Mm-hmm.
so now have not getting rid of that is just going to get rid of like horde accounts is going to probably not be a thing anymore.
Also, this is good
So
for new
yep,
people because basically, like, even if you bought the hyperdrive bundle, you can't out whale someone who's willing to whale. If you're free to play, like people will start new accounts just to get, top in a shard and dominate that shard from day one. So this is where this gives you the opportunity to where you can still, you know, get a decent crystal income without having to super streamline farm something or just whale out for a meta team.
yeah, I agree. I'm just a little upset that like it looks like for like the daily crystal income, you'll end up with less because I think taking first in squad arena gets you 500,
Hmm.
but I think the max, if I can pull up that. somebody put a nice little infographic in one of the chats. I'm gonna start looking for it, but I think the max that you can end up getting is like, oh, here it is. Let me find it. Yeah, so in order to start getting a lot of crystals, like once you hit Kyber 1, you'll get an average of 552. But if you're in like Erodium 5, you get an average of 303.
Mm-hmm.
And so like you end up with more crystals when you win and you get less crystals when you lose. But
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know. I think I like at first I was a little ticked off, but I mean now looking on it, it's going to be a lot easier to do it because now you just do one battle and you get crystals. You don't even have to take 7 or 8 battles to climb to first. So I like it.
I'd say we're running a little long here, so I'm going to kind of jump between some
Yeah,
of these questions. Heiner's question stood out to me here. Do you have
yeah.
recommendations on how to prioritize initial Omicrons, GAC, TB, or TW focus? I personally, I think you should put an Omicron on whatever your roster is more focused. So use an Omicron that you are going to use more often. So if you went First
Yeah.
Order, throw it on Phasma. If you went Galactic Republic, throw it on Qui-Gon. Stuff like that.
I would also say try to lean like GAC focus because now CG's basically said, oh, if you want crystals every day, you have to play GAC. And I feel there's going to be a lot of people who are going to be a little bit more try hard and will just start throwing Omnicrons on everything. So,
Relius's question here. How do you
yeah.
feel about the 9,000 shard shop currency for an Omicron trade in the shop?
Uh,
I wouldn't
I,
do that.
I,
You
I
can
would
get
say I
a
like it.
you can get a lot of gear for that. 9,000 shard shop is a lot.
That's about, let me do some math. Hang on. But it's not 9,000. I think it's like 9,800 and like 60 or something like that. But I'll do 9,000 just to be
I mean,
nice.
because like it's like 370 for those like Gear 12 purple pieces, and that's easily so for like um
Yeah, that's basically like 100 med packs.
yeah, which I'd rather have 100 med packs. And again, it depends on where you're at. If you're end
Yeah,
game, maybe you buy it, but I personally think the gear is more valuable.
yeah. Like I wouldn't go out my way to like buy it just to get it for a tune.
Um,
Let's do Kanja's next one, the Star Killer tune.
yeah,
Uh, Given the new Star Killer tunes, can we get an updated 3 worst factions? Also, what is the best faction in the game right now and why? I either go Galactic Republic or Jedi. What are your thoughts?
three
For the new
worst
Star Killer
factions.
tunes, updated 3 worst factions. Well, we also haven't gotten to see how the Omnicrons will work for a lot of these tunes. And so, like, I mean, yeah, we could say Jawas and Phoenix and Galactic Republic Jedi, but like, I mean, we really haven't gotten a chance to see like how they're going to interact with the new GAC.
I think I think you have to say Tuscans are the worst.
Yeah, I can agree with that. Tuscans and Rogue One.
There's only three. I would say Tuscans, Rogue One, and again, I like Rogue One. They've ships are good. Jin lead's not the worst lead out there, but there's just so much better. And then for a third,
Let's get an Imperial Remnant probably,
Imperial Remnant, just because Imperial
or
Troopers are better.
yeah, or Mandalorian without Maul.
Mandalorians without Maul. Yeah, I would say that.
Yeah,
And what is the best faction in the game? I think it's Jedi. Just
I
eh,
would I would say Galactic Republic, just because of the versatility that you get from it.
see.
Like if you
I
went
would say Jedi though, because it's such a large faction, and you even include most of the
true.
Galactic Republic there, because you got JML, JKL, Gas, Revan, all the Old Republic Jedi, and then the good Galactic Republic Jedi. I personally say Jedi is the best for me.
Well, I'm thinking Galactic Republic because of the like you get a lot of versatility. You get a GL out of it. You get clones for Cam. You get gas for his team. Gas goes with JMK.
You get
You get a
Cat.
Padme squad out of it. You can still do the Qui-Gon Jinn with the Omnicron especially. It's going to be really good in GAC. Then you also get probably the second best ship in the game right now.
Yeah.
So that's kind of why I'm going with them. That my second would be like probably uh, Sith would probably be my second
Ooh,
best.
spicy.
Yeah, just want to mix it up.
I'd say let's wrap up here with Relius. What if GL's got Omicrons?
Please no.
I'm gonna be honest. I think that's the worst mistake they could ever made. The whole point of getting a GL is the GLs are supposed to be dominant, whereas Omicrons are only specialized in certain modes. GLs they require a lot of investment, and they're supposed to be the tip of the spear um, of the meta. So I would say that would put the game in a bad place if they gave GLs Omicrons.
Yeah, I
Um,
agree.
so
Let's do the what you're farming, and then we can wrap it on up.
Yeah. So what you been farming?
Yeah. On the senior account, I finally got JML to relic, and
Nice.
so now I'm working on getting his ult, and then I'm working on gearing up gas, and then that's pretty much it for that account. And then for my main, I'm kind of a standstill because I just got JMK to R7. I need his ultimate, and then I'll probably R8 him just because I have the mat. I have the R8s to do it, so I'm like, why not? And basically, I'll be hoarding gear for Cat when I get her, but I'm gonna take a kind of a slight detour, and I'm gonna like relic my spy, just because we're getting to the point where we're in phase 4 of Darkside Geo, and I ran my Geos and only got 2 phases, and so I was like, yeah, it's time to get Spider Relic. So
Yeah.
that's kind of what I've been doing on that account. And then probably once I get Cat and JMK, I'm probably just gonna gear up my probably just gonna work on some factions for Grand Arena. Like I'll probably gear up Cam even though it'll be 4-star. And then I'll gear up my Malik and all them, my CLS. And then I don't know what I'm gonna go after that. I might do like bounty hunters into Lord Vader, or I might do might get fun and shoot, I might do Dash Rendar. Dash was looking really fun for me. So that's kind of where I'm at. So I guess this was a good long podcast. What was this? Almost close to 2 hours, huh?
Yeah. We're at about an hour and a half right now.
Yeah, we had a lot to talk about.
We do. I'll wrap it
Yeah.
up here with I just unlocked gas and I had all the get one hoarded, so I
Mm.
took him. It took me about almost a little less than a week just waiting on the refreshes and the shipments. But I just before the pod actually I brought gas to 7 stars, so he is done. Um, I got Padme to R5. The typical Padme team with C3PO are all at R5 with their Zetas, so they are ready for CPIT. They're ready for Lightside Geo. Um, I am working on, since JML is done, Gas unfortunately is going to have to wait. He is just going to be at Gear 7 for who knows how long because I got a lot of characters that need Kairos, and Gas is just going to have to wait. So we are going for the Executor. So working on that. Got my Bounty Hunters all favorited. The Razor Crest we'll see how Conquest treats me if I can get it to 7 stars. It's about like almost 6 stars right now. So we'll get that up and running. We'll go for the Executor. After that, I'm not sure if I'm going to chase a GL. I'm for sure going to wrap up some other squads. I'm going to get Separatist Droids up to G13. I want to get, like you said, Geos up to G13. I
Ham ready
might
clones.
Cam Ready Clones. That's the other one because I'll finish up gas. I'll get. I got Shock to G12 since I wanted to take her to R5, but I'd rather save those relic mats for Executor, especially since I don't have clones ready to go. She's at Gear 12, so I'll take her up to Gear 13 and relics once I'm finished with Executor, because until Fleet Arena is either disbanded or even for GAC, it's going to be nice to have the Executor. So that's what I'm doing right now. Shouldn't be too long. Vader's at R7. Most of my bounty hunters are at G12 already, so it's just getting them up into the relics. Boba to R8 is going to suck, and Piet to R8 is going to suck. I do have the arrow magnifiers, but just the rest of the pieces are just going to take a bit. So, but that's the plan for right now. Executor's the next big thing.
All right.
But yeah, I definitely had a longer pod. Appreciate everyone for stopping by. We'll try to probably do these more frequently, but definitely with all the big news that just happened, we wanted to, tell everyone
At
what's
least
up.
give it our thoughts out.
Yeah.